For the 29-year-old Nicholson, his 7th appearance in the District of Columbia. He grew up 15 minutes away from this venue in his last fight in August. He won by 3rd round TKO against Christopher Brooker, his 3rd consecutive victory. And one major area of concern, though, for Nicholson, who is hoping to rewrite his narrative beginning tonight, is his chinny chin. He's been down 11 times in 31 pro bouts. 34-year-old Demetrius Andrade, former 154, 160-pound belt holder, removing the mask tonight. He's sick and tired of fighting mandatories. He says he came up to 168. He aligned with PBC because he wants marquee names at the super middleweight division. Well, he's not getting a marquee name tonight, but hey, he is coming off a 13-month layoff due to surgery on his right shoulder. In his last fight, he stopped Jason Quigley in the 2nd round. He has scored 11 knockdowns in his last 6 fights, but he's developed a habit of extremely fast starts, followed by controlled boxing the rest of the way. Hey, his supporters would like to see him as aggressive as he was in his last fight. And now, the tail of the tape for our first fight of the night to be contested at 168 pounds.
Demond Nicholson is not by nature a boxer, but he can do it. And if he does, that 77-inch reach, which gives him a big advantage over Andrade, could be helpful. Now, Marl talked a lot about the long experience of Andrade. He's 34 years of age. Is that an old 34, though? Probably not, because of all the layoffs that Marl also alluded to, and the fact that he has not really been in that many difficult fights.
The rules for tonight's fight, all 4 of them. Only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell, and the fight becomes official after 4 completed rounds. With the official introductions, our Speaker of the House, Hall of Famer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to the Capital One Arena here in Washington, D.C. as Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming your way, brought to you by GTD Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Showtime Pay-Per-View. And we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us tonight on AFN, the American Forces Network. And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the judges, scoring our opening attraction from ringside, we have from Maryland, Stephen Rados, from Virginia, Wayne Smith, and from Maryland, Paul Wallace. Introducing our 3rd man to the ring, the referee in charge of our opening attraction, Malik Waleed. All right, fans, here we go with our super middleweight special attraction. We're scheduled 10 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with multicolored trim and hailing from Laurel, Maryland. He weighed in at 167 1/4 pounds with a record of 26 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. He has 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the battle-ready, hard-hitting, world-ranked super middleweight contender, introducing Demond, the best at it, Nicholson. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner in this 10-round attraction, wearing black trunks, hailing from Providence, Rhode Island. He weighed in at a ready 167 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 31 wins, no losses, 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Unbeaten in 9 world title appearances. Tonight making his super middleweight debut. Please welcome the former 2-division champion of the world, introducing Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Once again, a referee in charge now to give instructions, Malik Waleed.
Okay, gentlemen, you both have been given the rules. I'm expecting good, clean boxing. When I say break, stop punching, take a full step back. Remember, protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up. Good luck to you both.
Referee is Malik Waleed, 26 years of pro experience, working his 327th pro fight. And during the introductions here in Nicholson's backyard, I don't think the fans were chanting Andrade's nickname, which is Boo Boo. We are set for 10 rounds or less. Andrade looking for the biggest fights possible at a new weight class. Nicholson looking to spoil Andrade's debut at 168 and put his name in the mix.
Pull the trigger. Let's go.
And immediately, Andrade explodes, and he's known for those explosive starts, guys, and he detonated at the bell.
Well, you talked about all those, all the knockdowns he creates. I'll tell you what, he's going after it here. And Nicholson will return his favor, yeah.
You could tell definitely from Andrade that he's coming in to make his statement tonight. The way he just bartended to attack Nicholson, I mean, that gave him a sign that he is.
Andrade has 3 first-round KOs. The last one came in May of 2012. Over a decade ago, as they clash heads there, as they collide, both looking to bring the thunder to the body, and the referee already having to, well, maintain law and order and calls a timeout.
Yeah, Andrade with 11 knockdowns in his last 6 fights, so lots of power there, and he's trying to show it early, and maybe a clash of heads already, which often happens with lefties and righties. Nicholson wants to take away the left hand of Andrade, and to do that, he's got to move constantly to his left, and he told us that's what he's going to do.
See, Nicholson has a habit of leaning forward with his head down. He's got to be careful with that. I was hoping he will correct that. And Andrade, if he's smart, he could take advantage of that and uppercut him there.
Andrade's mask made him look like a fencer, and he uses his jab like a fencer would use their instrument. And he's been very accurate and has delivered some early shots to Demond Nicholson as we cross the midpoint of the first round. And Andrade is as slippery as it gets. Very good defensively when it comes to slipping punches.
His opponents only land 5.7 punches per round. So, yes, the numbers justify that.
He is looking for the early finish against Nicholson, who again has been dropped multiple times, trying to put up a brave fight, but with less than a minute left in the first. Demetrius Andrade looking to make a statement.
Nicholson's doing a good job of kind of weathering all this and holding and, kind of riding it out. Even though he's losing the round.
Yeah, the high guard definitely helping out Nicholson because Andrade hasn't really thrown the uppercut. When he does, he's effective, but he's throwing a lot of wild shots. And that high guard is definitely helping Nicholson.
Andrade continues to just stun Nicholson with his shots momentarily. And it appears that Nicholson may be having an issue with his right eye. He keeps flicking at it, high peekaboo guard, but it has been unable thus far to thwart the attack of Demetrius Andrade. A good start to the 168-pound chapter to Andrade's career.
Well, Andrade just coming out, wailing away, and there you see is where also their heads were kind of starting to bang together, and a little bit of a right hook by Andrade. He had hurt him with it, and here's what we're going to see again, the clash of heads between the two. He used a good jab, and then there's where the head of Nicholson kind of banged off the forehead of Andrade.
All right, but you got to stay busy, okay? Okay. Keep that high guard, though. And keep your hands up when you break. Okay. All right. All right. Get that grease out of his eye. The vision a little blurry. That's all right. You got to fight through it. Of course. Right through.
You listen to my commands. I'm not going to fight you.
Fortuitous choice of song in between rounds to provide the soundtrack for your highlights, because Andrade went from 0 to 100 real quick as we begin the second round here at Capital One Arena.
Take a step back.
See, I like when Nicholson gets a little bit aggressive, as he almost right there, but you know, when he commits, he's got to let his hands go.
But already Andrade, a master of distance, Al, at the perfect range to land a textbook 1-2 and sting Nicholson.
Yeah, he's, you know, we know, as you pointed out early in the fights, Andrade is just a very tough man to deal with. And, you know, you mentioned Nicholson was down. He went down in the first round against Steve Rolls, and also down early against Edgar Berlanga. And so he's got to be careful here, but he's still got to do something offensive to keep Andrade off.
Abner Andrade, the epitome of high risk, low reward throughout his 14-year career.
Yeah, there's a guy that, you know, really, he's been looking for an opportunity, a chance, and that is why he made the transition to be on this side. And tonight he's trying to make that statement in order to get those big fights.
There's a beautiful shot to the body, as Andrade is definitely not neglecting any part of the anatomy of Demond Nicholson, making sure to invest in the body before attacking upstairs.
Nicholson told us he wants to land the right hand, but he hasn't really been able to get that punch untracked.
Really hasn't been able to let any of the punches go. He's fighting too much on his back foot.
The beginning of what promises to be an exciting 2023. Speaking of this weight class, undisputed champion Canelo Alvarez. Oh, and there's a knockdown from a combination.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Here with less than a minute remaining in round 2, Andrade has just sent Nicholson to the canvas for the 12th time in Nicholson's career. 45 seconds left for Andrade to perhaps finish what he has started.
Yeah, that was what you called a flash knockdown. It wasn't really, I mean, it wasn't a hard punch, but it was well placed, and Nicholson went down.
Al, your keys to victory included landing the left, and he's been able to do that and so much more as we come to the end of the second round. The scheduled 10-rounder between Demetrius Andrade and Demond Nicholson.
Well, round 2, more difficult for Demond Nicholson, and it came from this, well, I thought the right hook had landed. It was a straight left, and there was also some entanglement of feet, but appropriate to call it a knockdown. We'll get another look at it, and we can see it starts with the jab. There's a left hand in there as well. Not dramatic. It was really the jab, but some of it, and Nicholson kind of protested to the refs. Some of it was just him being off balance.
Yeah, so, a lot of it being off balance.
Yeah, in real time, that was hard to detect. And he is pleading his case right there.
More piece in? Good.
Round number 3, Andrade trained by his father, Paul, who taught Andrade how to fight both as an orthodox and a southpaw fighter when he was just 7 years old, so he grew up as a switch hitter. And you can see how adept he is with both stances.
Yeah, he does it really well. I like how he's fighting at the southpaw stance, Andrade.
And his dad, Paul Andrade, who has trained him, that doesn't get mentioned that much, but he's done a wonderful job with his son.
You saw in Nicholson's corner Calvin Ford, who of course will be a part of the main event as the chief second for Gervonta Davis as he puts his unbeaten record on the line against a fellow undefeated fighter in Hector Luis Garcia, 130-pound belt holder, moving up to 135 tonight. Nice combination, hand speed and punch placement.
Well, you know, Nicholson's not fighting the greatest fight right now, but Andrade is showing at 168. Oh, little injury to Nicholson. Right shoulder.
I think it's physical, and his pride is also being injured right now.
Yeah, it's a tough go for him early in this fight. Listen, he had kidney failure a while ago. He came back from that. They felt he was healthy for this fight and he would make a good showing. So far, it hasn't worked that way.
He has a lot of friends and family in attendance. Again, his 7th fight in the area. Grew up in Laurel, Maryland.
A lot of fans here for him.
Yeah, in tough.
Yeah, I like how Nicholson defended himself at the press conference saying that, you know, he's not a stepping stone. He's not a guy that came here to lose, and, you know, that he was going to do everything to get this win. And well, obviously, Andrade making it difficult for him.
And yet, if Andrade is who we think he is and what he's already accomplished, moving up, yes, 8 pounds, but he's at a different class, and so far he's accounting, you know, acquitting himself well and showing he's in a different class.
You know, Andrade's only been outlanded in 2 of his last 77 rounds, which is a pretty remarkable feat.
Man, just so accurate, surgical precision for Demetrius Andrade, and again, at range, Abner.
Yeah, I love when Andrade becomes this fighter. I mean, he's not going to be a volume puncher, but he's going to be a precise puncher, a guy that's, whenever he throws, you know he's going to land.
Through 3 rounds, it is one-way traffic for Demetrius Andrade here in Washington, D.C.
Hey, good job. Stay outside here. Okay. But on the inside, don't let him get lower than you, because he's going to bridge you, okay? Put him in the back, take one. Put him on the bicep. There you go. All right? When he drops, you drop with him. He'll be wide open.
Well, one of the things I had in my keys to victory this fight was land the left hand, and he did that there, a lead left hand. Now, Nicholson trying to counter him with the hook, but it was that left hand of Andrade that really did the damage there. And yet another look, and lead left, so he didn't even need the jab to set that up.
Round number 4, the 168-pound division, loaded with upper crust talent. Mentioned Canelo. How about David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, set to clash later this year. David Morrell making waves, and now Demetrius Andrade wants to join the party of pain at super middleweight as he's dishing out the pain to Demond Nicholson tonight.
And a possibility of Jamal Charlo at some point moving in there. And Andrade wants those fights, and right now he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do in this fight.
Yeah, I like how he's making this fight, you know, interesting, exciting, and not ugly. There's times that, you know, you could get into an ugly fight, Andrade, but now he's just really just choosing his punches.
And he's landing 48% of his power punches, which is everything other than a jab. That's extraordinary.
And when it comes to ugly, Al, you mentioned in your keys for Nicholson having to rough up Andrade, and we've seen where he's attempted to do that. He's come out worse for wear.
Yeah, he wants to try to make it rough on him, but it's been ugly for him. He hasn't been able to get much offensively going.
Power outage for Nicholson, 43 of 91. Al mentioned it. Over 40% connect rate for Demetrius Andrade. Nicholson lands the jab.
Yeah, you got Andrade really thinking in there. Really well chosen punches right now. It could be 1, 2, but I mean they're just so well placed.
Okay, break clean.
And
Get
And Nicholson is crushing the space out, but he's using a kind of a sloppy jab and then smothering his offense in violent fashion.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's true. And then he can't throw punches once he gets in there.
And the question is, we've seen Nicholson go down, okay, a flash knockdown. We've seen the domination by Demetrius Andrade. Statistically, it's 45 seconds left in round 4, and yet Andrade now beginning to sit down on the punches. He told us he wants to make a statement.
Yeah, and he wants to finish. You mentioned earlier that he has a lot of fights where he'll do this early and then go the distance. He would like to actually create a knockout in this fight. He did in his last fight against Quigley.
Create a viral moment, Abner, so the boxing public starts talking about him. Again, we've talked about how talented he is, yet he's been the odd man out throughout his career. And so here tonight, live on pay-per-view, looking to show the rest of the division that he is going to be a primetime player as we complete 4 of a scheduled 10.
He goes to grab you.
Fathers and sons, a story as old as time in the sport of boxing. Both of these fighters trained by their dads. A little bit of chaos in the Nicholson corner in between rounds.
Yeah, Calvin Ford also talking in there, and they're trying to get him motivated to get something done here.
3-punch combination by Andrade, culminating with a punch to the body.
Wow. And I was trying to listen closely into Andrade's corner to see if they were going to send him to, to throw a little bit more punches, be a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, what he's doing is working, but I believe that if he becomes the aggressor, just like he is right there, he's got a chance of knocking down or perhaps stopping Nicholson.
He's much more aggressive here to start round number 5. Whoa. Of course, here a partisan crowd.
Really? Not a knockdown? Interesting.
Nicholson hoping to even the knockdown totals. Andrade's been down twice in his career. Last time against Alentes Fox, which was really a slip.
Yeah, a right hand got into the body. I think you could have called that a knockdown.
So Nicholson can't catch a break right now. As, again, his knockdown, more off balance, a flash knockdown. And now, here in the 5th out, it was ruled a slip.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm sure we'll get to see it at some point. And it's, it's just, it looked like that right hand hit the body.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
And normally when it's not a knockdown, and on your side, I mean, you become the aggressor. You want to show the referee that you are okay, but that wasn't the case for Andrade. He started fighting on his back foot.
Sharp jab from Nicholson, but an even better counter from Andrade. Under a minute left in the first half of this fight, scheduled for 10 rounds. Andrade's first bout at 168 pounds against local favorite Demond Nicholson, looking for the upset. Man, those combinations going upstairs, downstairs. Textbook technique by the Olympian.
Yeah, a lot of those punches weren't blocked by Nicholson, and he gave him a little dance, a showboat after. But, that's exactly what Nicholson needed. Even though it was not considered a knockdown, that gave Nicholson high hopes, and now fighting the fight that he should be fighting.
But getting countered effectively by Demetrius Andrade.
You know, Nicholson told us he was going to try to move to his left. He's not done that as effectively as he'd like.
Total punches landed, 72-14 for Andrade.
Well, we'll take a look back at what we thought might be a knockdown, though referee did not agree with it. Right hand, kind of pushes him back.
I see a little bit of push there with the body shot.
Let's take a look
off
at
balance.
He pushes him. Left, it isn't that he hurt him, but the punch did push him down. So I guess you can look at that either way. Now, as Abner pointed out, Andrade wanted probably to come back and show his dominance. Good counter punch by Nicholson. And then Andrade came back with his own shot. So doubtful that Nicholson won that round, but at least he had a couple of moments.
Well, Pete.
Round 6.
We begin the second half of our opening encounter, scheduled for 10 rounds at 168 pounds. Nicholson has tasted defeat 4 times.
Andrade had a great amateur career. He was 2 points away from winning an Olympic medal and didn't quite get there after the quarterfinals. And, you know, he's been spotless as a pro, and as we said, now looking for the next step.
And let's bring in our unofficial scorer, Hall of Famer Steve Farhood. How do you have it at the midway point?
To nobody's surprise, Mo, I have it a shutout, 50-44, a 10-8 round in the second. And regarding the knockdown versus no knockdown in the fifth, if the referee rules no knockdown, according to the rules, the judges have to score it that way, even if they thought it was a knockdown. So that was a 10-9 round for Andrade instead of a 10-8 round for Nicholson.
2 minutes remaining in the sixth of Nicholson's 4 losses. 2 have been via form of knockout. Biggest claim to fame in many ways, going the distance with Edgar Berlanga in April 2021. Berlanga started his career 16-0 with 16 first-round knockouts. The good news, he went the distance. Bad news for Nicholson was dropped 4 times.
Yeah, he lost that fight, obviously. This fight is starting to fall into the pattern of a lot of Andrade fights where he is dominant early and then still winning rounds, but is not able to close the show. Now, I don't want to frame that from a negative standpoint because he's obviously still doing extremely well.
No, but you hit it well, Al. I think that's exactly what's happening right here with Andrade. He becomes just that, that boxer fighting from the outside. Yeah, winning the rounds, but not making it what we wanted or what he wants tonight, which is pretty much to make a statement.
Nicholson has had moments with his jab that has momentarily jolted Andrade, but doesn't follow up with the right.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mauro. And Nicholson has a good jab when he uses it, and there it is.
And there is again, and look at the eye, the right eye of Andrade.
Wow.
That's a sharp, stiff jab that has caused Andrade moments of consternation.
And that jab looked like it had an impact.
That's a power jab.
Yeah, you bet.
I mean, not to take anything away from that jab, but the way that Andrade's eye looks, it almost seems like he got poked in the eye.
Hard to do with the gloves these days. Nicholson trying to gain an advantage in the mind games, trying to get Andrade off his game. Andrade responds with another crisp combination.
Demond Nicholson is winning the verbal battle anyway at the moment.
Not the boxing battle.
Yeah, not right now.
All right? Don't let him get near you now. All he's going to do is try to wrestle you. You hear me? Outbox him. All he can do is pull. Sit down in your punches a little bit more, okay? You get a little more on him, all right?
Well, that jab we talked about that seemed to momentarily stop Andrade in his tracks, that was a solid jab. That was legal, and I think when we look at it, it was just a very, very good punch, even though it seemed to annoy right on the eye, and that's what created the discomfort for Andrade.
celebrating a little too much for landing one jab by Nicholson.
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
And you wonder who's doing more damage to Nicholson physically. Is it Andrade or his corner in between rounds? They were slapping his face repeatedly.
I mean, that's what you got to do sometimes. You as a coach know your fighter, and in order to wake him up and get him back in the fight, you gotta try all tricks.
I have not seen this much verbal debate since just the other night at the Capitol.
See, but like you said, if he puts that energy on throwing punches in Nicholson.
Quick counters, and look at this, strafing Nicholson, who is standing still, trying to deliver verbal shots, but it's Andrade who's picking them apart.
Yeah, and you know, you mentioned the fact that Nicholson's jab has from time to time been very effective. He just hasn't thrown it enough, and you know, he's only thrown 23 jabs in this fight. Use the punch more.
Yeah, but now I think Andre's making it really difficult for Nicholson to land that jab, because Andre's throwing a lot more jabs in this round.
Nicholson is yet to land double-digit punches in any one round so far.
Yeah, and now Andrade has gone up to 52% of his power punches, which again is everything other than the jab landed.
Again, Andrade coming off that 13-month layoff following shoulder surgery, moving up in weight, but talking about the fact that he respects Demond Nicholson for stepping up, but this was his night to make a statement, and he is comprehensively outclassing Demond Nicholson. Abner, do you need to see more?
I do need to see a little bit more from Andrade. I mean, all this is beautiful. This is great, beautiful shot. Counter punch there, but you want to continue to do that in a more aggressive way.
Well, he's dominating all these rounds.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, and he's throwing more punches than Nicholson, and right now, according to show stats, he's landed 14 punches to 2 for Nicholson.
I feel that Andrade, after he lands those shots, if he takes a step forward, I mean, it's just going to make it a lot better and easier for him to keep throwing them, but he takes a step back, as you see right there.
Nicholson has been stopped twice in his career.
Yeah, Nicholson's been a good fighter until he steps up against better competition, and that's what those 4 losses have been about.
Nicholson started boxing at the age of 6, had 125 amateur fights. Same story for Andrade, starting at the same age, had a little more amateur action, and of course was a 2008 U.S. Olympian. We are through 7, double left hand from Andrade. A left hand in there. The referee rules it a push.
Well, there's a lot of this in this fight. Knockdowns that are kind of in between, making it tough on the referee. Now, a good left hand will land. The question, I guess, is did the cuffing nature of the right hand pull him down and not the punch? So
Yeah,
what do you think, Abner?
No, I think the cuffing and the turning on Andrade there, you know, makes it difficult for him to get a knockdown.
That was a second punch.
At that second shot, but that was on his way down.
Tough for Malik Waleed. He's had some very borderline things that are tough to call here.
Round number 8, scheduled for 10 at super middleweight. Demetrius Andrade, titleist at 154, titleist 160. He's now chatting up Nicholson, has him on the ropes.
Andrade is 2-0 over 10 rounds. He's 8-0 over 12 rounds, and he's been at this since a lot of Nicholson 1-0 in 10-round fights. But obviously Nicholson with a mountain to climb and would need something very dramatic here in these final rounds.
Argument can be made that Andrade hasn't been truly tested on the scorecard since he got past Germany's Jack Kulke by split decision back in March of 2017. Nicholson said he was going to push Andrade, but he's the one being put on his back foot now by the attack of Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah, that was back when Andrade was a 154-pounder, no less. Now he's up to 168.
Yeah, hard to push someone that is constantly on you like Andrade. Perhaps not with the body pressure, but with those hands right in front of you.
Just a moment ago, Nicholson landed a very nice jab because he put it out there with authority, but just hasn't been able to do that much.
Just past the midway point of the 8th, piston-like jab from Andrade has Nicholson corralled in the corner.
See, I was going to say, it's not so much Andrade having Nicholson, corner. I think it's Nicholson putting himself in that position. And
no
obviously,
Andrade
obviously taking advantage of it.
Exactly, he has to take advantage. Right hook by Andrade.
We haven't seen Andrade, he hasn't had to, but he hasn't switched to righty hardly at all in this fight, staying as a lefty, which is probably really his best
and it's
technique anyway.
Yeah, and he's naturally right-handed, so again, going back to the age of 7, his dad taught him to fight both ways, man ahead of his time.
Yeah, exactly, and his dad said, he just seems to like lefty better, but he can do both.
And we are really seeing, as we will see throughout the night, many fighters who can do both very well. Duran Butsenis comes to mind.
Yeah, and his opponent in that fight also switches.
There's a lead left hook that lands for Nicholson. Pot-shotting, single shots, trying to keep Andrade at bay. Andrade intelligently putting on the pressure. Demond Nicholson, 6 minutes to change the narrative of this fight. Showcasing some of that hand speed, warming up for his welterweight bout against Roymon Villa, known for his aggression and his power. Speedy Rashidi Ellis says, hey, I'm ready to become a player welterweight. Roymon Villa here to take care of business. 25-1 with 24 knockouts from Venezuela. And he is looking to upset Speedy Rashidi Ellis. Intriguing welterweight matchups coming up in terms of names involved, especially the next one. And, of course, Duran Butsenis, who's been a revelation from the jump.
Yeah, Ellis and Villa is a fight that we've looked forward to. It kind of an interesting crossroads in a little bit for those two men. Rashidi Ellis the favorite, but Villa thinking he can get something done in that fight.
Yeah, many people I talked to pick it as the fight of the night in terms of not only the competitive juices, but the entertainment. We'll see. As here we have Demetrius Andrade, who has done everything he has wanted to do against Demond Nicholson. Round 9, his first foray at 168.
And of course it's been successful to this point. And one of the important things is he had that right shoulder surgery that kept him out. Obviously that is holding up well, and he said he had it checked only 2 weeks ago to make sure. So.
And Andrade sitting down now and delivering a volley of punches, backing Nicholson up momentarily before Nicholson marches forward to the center of the ring.
And even by doing that, letting flurry punches go, Andrade, I mean, that makes him look good. I mean, he needs to be a little bit more volume punching as he was there.
Andrade flicking the jab. And as Al Bernstein mentioned, spending the I think the entirety of the fight is a southpaw.
Yeah. I don't think he's switched one time.
Andrade, a minute and a half left in the ninth.
And, you know, we talked about the power punches, but Andrade is landing 45% of all of his punches. And when you're up over 40% of all of your punches, and that's according to show stats, then you're doing really well. And obviously he is.
The same adage goes for when you're connecting at more than 50% of your power punches. He's currently connecting at a 53% clip.
Yeah, he's been landing mostly what he wants.
Uppercut on the inside lands for Andrade. Another uppercut. There's short uppercut by Nicholson, and again Andrade looking to land that left uppercut, left hook, and now Nicholson wrestling with Andrade.
I like that inside fight from Andrade. He got in some really good uppercuts there.
Final half minute of the penultimate round as Andrade is, well, he's on that bike. He feels pretty good about what he's been able to do, and I think we've seen this movie before, guys. Not to take anything away from Andrade, by the way. He's looked fantastic. It is.
Yeah.
Here at Capital One Arena, crowd filling in, expecting a sellout for the first big boxing event of the year. Mauro Ranallo along with Al Bernstein, Abner Mares at ringside, joined by Brian Custer, Jim Gray.
Well, we look back at the keys to victory, and one of the things that was in there was the left hand. He has landed it very, very effectively. It's the one thing that Nicholson said he wanted to take away from Andrade, has not been able to do it. And he's been delivering it both as a lead punch, sometimes after a hook, and sometimes after just kind of holding his opponent. But clearly that left hand has been very, very effective for him.
The 10th and final round of this bout. Let's cheer him on to the center of the ring. This is round 10.
10th and final round. Andrade said he was looking to administer a beatdown, a classic beatdown, feeling his experience and his amateur pedigree would be the difference.
Okay, stop.
And you know, we again remind us and our viewers that this is first foray at 168. He started at 154, and so, you know, not getting a knockout in this fight, you know, hey, it's first time at 168, and he's got an opponent that's hanging in there tough.
While this fight is only scheduled for 10, he does have two 12th round stoppages. So Andrade, again at lower weights, mind you, but capable of getting it done late.
Yep. It's not over yet.
And Nicholson is giving him, you know, shots, openings that Andrade could take and perhaps get that knockout. But, you know, almost seems impossible, but definitely Andrade is trying.
The other thing is, you know, Nicholson comes in here with power, so you don't want to take crazy chances. Nicholson has 22 knockouts in his career out of 26 wins, so you don't want to take a crazy chance and get knocked out in the 10th round.
I got you, Mom.
Still talking to each other, Nicholson.
Good counter left hook over the top, check hook by Nicholson, but again, one punch. Lead right from the southpaw Andrade past the midway point of the 10th and final round. You've seen the technique, you've seen the boxing pedigree of Demetrius Andrade on display. You've seen the grit, the guts of Demond Nicholson, but as many have said over a period of time now, there is classes to the sport, the levels, and we're seeing that on display tonight.
Yeah, and Andrade is on another level, and no matter what weight he's going to fight at, he's going to be one of the most skilled fighters around, and this is a prelude. He wants now, at age 34, to, oh my, big right hand.
Dropping him there with that huge shot. touch the canvas. So Andrade officially recording 2 knockdowns. First came with 1:10 in round number 2, and now with 40 seconds left in the final frame, Andrade capping off a good debut at 168.
That was a great way to close the round, the fight for Andrade there.
What?
I already know, but see the difference when you change that out. You start fighting closer. That's how you should have done the rest of the round.
We revisit what turned out to be a knockdown in the final round. Beautiful left hand and a right hook. And because the glove touched, it became a knockdown, and appropriately called. Malik Waleed didn't get assigned an easy fight to referee, and this time he got it absolutely right. Because there's the left hand that we talked about with a theme that's been in this fight, and the right hook, and he puts his glove down, and that creates the knockdown. As Morrow said, the second time officially that Nicholson had been down in this fight.
From U.S. Olympian to former 154, 160-pound belt holder to debutante at 168 pounds.
Well, the numbers will show you a dramatic picture of this fight. We talked about the power punches and how the number kept going up and up and up, and went up to 54% for Andrade. And did he win the battle of the body shots? Yes, I believe so. 45-1. That's fairly dramatic. And we said he doesn't allow more than 5 punches a round to be landed against him. Less than that tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges scored about the same, 100-88. All 3 in favor of the winner, and still undefeated, Demetrius "Boo Boo" Andrade.
While it wasn't always maybe clean in terms of what went on, but between the ropes, it was a clean performance for Demetrius Andrade in his debut at 168 pounds, as he outclasses Demond Nicholson, winning by a huge margin.
Yeah, when you're as this dominant, I mean, it's a great performance.
All right, let's go up to Jim Gray.
All right, congratulations, Demetrius. You move up 154, 160, your debut here at 168. How'd you feel? How was the adjustment?
I felt good. I could definitely tell the weight difference, but you know, speed combinations and the IQ was the plan today. Get the 10 rounds in, and that's exactly what we did.
What did you feel was the most different? You said you felt it. What most?
No, I'm just saying weight. The weight. Okay. The weight.
You dominated this fight, and you really took control of this fight. Basically, throw the shutout there. Now you came up because you want the Charlos or Benavides or Plant winner. Is that your plan here going forward?
Yeah, I mean, the only way I can say I'm the best is by fighting the best.
In this fight here particularly, this is a tough guy. I mean, you hit him with everything and kitchen sink, and he went down a couple of times, but not major knockdowns, but this guy was tough.
Nah, for sure. Everybody knows Demond Nicholson's a dog, you know? That's why we took this fight. He took this fight because he knew I was coming up, and he definitely has the animal in him. He showed it today, and we, you know, just boxing, baby, IQ.
Let's take a look at a replay of one of the knockdowns here. There was a lot of talk going on. Seemed to be talking quite a bit. Tell us what happened here.
Yeah, I know he was just, you know, trying to get himself into the fight, you know. Yeah, it looks like it could have been like a slip. I don't think that was official tissue. I ain't seen nothing clean right there.
And now let's jump forward to the last round here on this knockdown.
That was definitely clean. Nice left to the, yeah. Smooth.
And the glove touch right there.
Yeah, definitely a knockdown.
All right, Demetrius.
That left hand, whoo.
I'm sure you'll have a close eye on that Plant Benavides fight coming up in March. welcome to PBC. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, and it was great to be here. I want to thank you, Showtime, for the opportunity, PBC, and everybody came out to show love today, and all the people that advocate towards boxing. God bless.
All right, congratulations. Happy New Year.
It's me again, baby. It's me again.
There goes Boo Boo.